up, you guys? It's Meri.
And Abba.
And today we are going to be talking about Mykelti, you guys. She is reading Becoming Sister Wives, and she was reading the chapter Mary's chapter on family.
Okay.
And she was discussing, well, she actually brought up the whole discipline issue that we all saw on the show, which was very odd, where Meri was like demanding the parents to back her up or whatever, for her yelling at the kids in a public forum, because I guess the older kids were messing with Aurora. So she read about that, and Meri really tried to make it seem really cushy, and she blamed Christine and Janelle for, well, she kind of overlooked it. It was like, well, they just didn't back me up, and I think it's important as adults that we all have a united front. But obviously Meri was pushing her luck because she knows goodness well why the parents did not back her up.
Exactly.
But because she is
in
in
front of the camera.
Well, because she ain't wrapped too tight, I guess she forgot, expecting people to back her up with her craziness.
Yeah.
So because of that, she made it seem like in the book that, they didn't back me up and it's a united front.
Yeah.
But Mykelti went ahead and basically called Meri out and clarified that, no, the reason why they did not back you up is because of the way that she has punished and disciplined the kids and all that stuff.
And Christine did actually say that in the book. So Christine's chapter, she did talk about that and why they didn't back Meri up. That how Meri had been very harsh with the children.
Yeah. And
So.
and Mykelti basically, Meri has always been really harsh with us, and she has been left to discipline us because apparently I didn't know this, but Meri was the house mom for a while. Like, she was the only mother in the house because everybody else was working.
Right.
So that I was very shocked to hear about because I can only imagine what those kids went through, especially with nobody else being home. And then Meri being a little bit obsessive. Because also when Mykelti was reading the chapter, she did seem visibly disturbed. I was shocked that she actually read the chapter.
That she even talked about it. Because I thought that was a sore subject with her.
Yeah. But she has been really putting out a whole bunch of content, actually, you know.
Well, good for her.
So I think she's just trying to get through, but she just did not really go deep into the whole discipline thing at all. I am happy that the whole incident was kind of clarified or whatever.
Okay.
But,
I got the feel that it was more like corporal punishment.
What do you mean?
And maybe some verbal stuff with Meri in terms of the abuse that she did.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe beating with a paddle or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be crazy. Oh my god, can you imagine? Long time. But also Meri said the reason why she even did that day because she was just so upset that the kids were being so mean to Robyn's kid and that they were basically bullying them, and I just did not like it. I got so sick and tired of them bullying Robyn's kids, and they had to understand that was their family regardless, and they have to just suck it up and deal with it. Now, Mykelti said the whole thing with bullying. She said, yes, there is bullying in the family, but she said that they have always done that with their siblings.
Right.
So she thinks that maybe the whole thing with
it's like you gotta get it with the family. I mean, if we're gonna bully the other siblings, we're gonna also bully you. We're gonna tease them, we're also gonna tease you.
Yeah, so she said that's probably what it is. Like, sometimes, yes, maybe the bullying was intentional to hurt their feelings, but also maybe because she wanted them to be integrated into the family or whatever. That's their way of showing love to their sibling or whatever the case may be.
Now,
but she felt like Robyn's kids are more soft, so they didn't take it right.
And they're not used to it. The other thing, too, though, I can see why, though, Meri wants to kind of control it a little bit. Just so that, because, sometimes kids can be cruel.
Well, you know what I think?
So they don't take it out of context. But sometimes, it depends on how the parents react.
Yeah.
If the parents are going to jump right to their aid, sometimes the parents has to sit back and see if they're going to figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
If they realize that a parent is not just going to jump to their aid.
Yeah, but just make this point. I don't think the control freak should be trying to control kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
And Meri's she's quite controlling, right?
And she ain't wrapped too tight.
Yeah.
Not that tight. There's some screws on the floor rolling around. So I don't think she should have been disciplining them. At all. It's definitely not in a public forum, but I guess she thought she had the cover, just like how Cody believed he had the cover of his wives to be doing his shenanigans all these years. Meri thought she had the cover of the TV show that they wouldn't put their dirty laundry out there, that she could just say and do whatever and continue her shenanigans.
And also, I am sure with Meri too, there is that little bit of jealousy and hurt by the fact that she only had the one child and she's had problems having children.
Personally, that's what I thought.
You will think like maybe you're not in the best space mentally.
Yeah.
And until they were on the TV show, I don't think they were doing the therapy. So it's not like she had the tools that was needed to navigate this whole thing of how do I discipline another mother's child that is there popping out them babies like.
Yeah, I personally thought it was the reason why she was so harsh is because of jealousy. Because I don't think Leon ever came out to say how about Meri being harsh as a parent. So I think it's interesting that it was just with the other kids.
That is so true.
That's what you see what I'm saying? Just that jealousy, but also a man that don't love you and makes it be known will drive you insane.
Yeah.
And I do think Cody is to blame partially.
And I'm sure Cody, you can only imagine how awful he was when he'll be upset with her and she was having children. I mean, we could tell when
Season
Robyn,
1, I could tell that they
when Robyn had said that she was going to have the shot for Meri, and so they started to talk about this, and
I'm sorry,
Cody
but Robyn
was not very nice. He was not very supportive at all.
Let's sit on the no.
So I can only imagine how unsupportive he was when she was going through it.
I'm sorry, but I do think that Robyn was a liar. Because my thing is, I just pushed out a watermelon out of, like, I'm not offering to carry another child. You crazy? Like what woman in their right mind offered that after they given birth? What woman?
I don't
you know any?
No, I don't know. I think that's the last thing you're thinking about at that time. But this is Robyn, who was in the closet. Let's she was in the closet with the
baby. Like if
was that when Mykelti had twins, or was that
yes,
the first baby?
It was. Let me come sit in your closet.
Was both the twins? Was she there with both kids?
Robyn is so weird.
She always wants to give this
woe is me, poor me.
You know, there was a book that I read called Fascinating Womanhood.
I've always wanted to read that book, but we left it.
Of Helen Adelin. And it's a very old book. I think it was written like in the 1930s or 1940s.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fascinating Womanhood. And one of the things in it is for women, they said that men like women who have this angelic properties. So, I will not be surprised if Robyn didn't read that book. And so that's one of the things that she's working on, you know. I need them to think that I am this angel. Like, I have just given birth. And at a time when I should be very selfish and just be, you know, taking care of myself and my baby because I just gave birth.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of anyone but this baby. And I'm sure she took the time to tell Cody the story.
Of course she did. She probably even consulted him first.
And he'll be like, that was so selfless of you, baby. I was not thinking about myself though, Cody. That was the last thing on my mind. I wasn't even thinking about the baby. That sweet angel that I had just born. I wasn't even thinking about that. All I thought about was Meri. And I couldn't think about you. That's why I asked for privacy. I just wanted to serve and give Meri that opportunity. That, hey, I'm here. My womb is ready. I'm your sister. And what I want for myself, I want for my sister.
I don't know how long I can keep that act up. Because it's going to take one time for somebody to say something wrong to me and I'm just going to lose it. Like, how do you keep an act? Maybe it's not an act. Because I couldn't keep it up. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be something that I'm not. I'm not. Like,
you know something? I think all women should... It's not keeping up an act.
It is an act.
No, I think sometimes it's good to show certain things to a man. You know, men, you have to give them a story sometimes.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not. Listen, y'all.
I'm already a nice person. I'm a good person.
Woman. But what I'm just saying is that it's okay to, you know, to kind of, like, yes, maybe you already serve. You're already, like, are a nice person. It's okay to kind of put it up a little bit. I mean, what do you all think? Does that mean that you're being fake?
I feel
I
like
don't know.
I feel like we all do things to keep our men. Not gonna lie, I think
It's
we
kind
do.
of like a guy comes home, right? What do? You put on some ginger, some cinnamon, right?
Some women don't even do that.
You put some water, right? So that like it smells really nice in the home.
Or you cook a meal that smells
right?
nice.
Like you can do that too. But
like a nice apple
just
pie.
little things that you do. All of a sudden, you go put on your outfit, a very nice outfit, but you put on the apron, right? To show that, hey, I look really good, but I'm also cooking this meal for you, right? But I've looked like this all day. You probably were not looking like that all day. You probably rolled up your sleeves, put on your overalls, had some, and you were all on your hands and knees cleaning and all that stuff. But as soon as you know it's almost time for him to come, you rush, you go take your shower, you spray your little perfume, you put on your best outfit, you put on the apron though, and you look like this all day. That's a story that you're telling. That's like a little act that you're doing.
I think that's...
And then when he comes home and he wants to tell you all the problems on his job or whatever, and even though maybe you also want to gouge out, Phil gave me such a hard time on the job, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you want to gouge out Phil's eyes for your man, right? But you're not going to tell him that. Oh, honey.
You probably take it to your therapist.
You're just going to say, oh, maybe I'm just so sorry. Oh, wow. You probably will say nice things about Phil, but you may actually hate Phil. But you're not going to say that because you want to show that you're such a sweet person. You don't want to show, a kind of person where the guy would be like, oh, she a little spicy. You want to show that, oh, I'm just so kind, sweet angel kind of thing. We all do it. Isn't it the same thing when you wear the makeup?
I don't wear makeup.
Listen, I have a friend of mine whose husband they've been married for 30 plus years. He has never seen her actual skin. And she doesn't put a whole bunch of makeup.
Yeah.
But she makes sure that when he turns over and sees her on his pillow the next morning, that she already got up, freshened herself up, is smelling like some perfume, and laying down, face all freshly made.
I think that's cute. I feel like I feel like you should do that. I don't believe in getting way so comfortable in my marriage where my man's brushing his teeth and I'm taking a poop. I don't believe in that. I think that's
gross. Because you don't do that with friends. I don't know why you'll do that with your man.
Because I feel like you have to be with each other for eternity. Let me not gross you out the first 5 years and you're like, I need something new. You know what I'm saying? We have to have some mystery. So I do believe in, looking good. Me personally, my skin does not agree with makeup, so I try really hard to just have my skin clear. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like with Robyn, maybe she just be doing too much. I understand adding a little bit sugar and spice. I actually follow a girl on Instagram.
Okay.
Crystalline. She's this beautiful dark-skinned woman.
Yeah.
Every single time you see her, she's working out, she's cooking, she's doing a spa day for a man. She'll do his beard.
Christiana.
I love her. That's the type of wife that I aspire to be.
Liberia.
Yes, and she always looks dressed up, looks good, cooking a meal, has a cookbook. That's what I aspire to be, really.
Yeah.
So, but I don't aspire to be a liar in ruining marriages.
I don't think she's a liar. I mean,
I'm talking about Robyn.
For those of you who have been married for a minute.
No, Robyn lied and ruined marriges. That's what I'm saying. I don't aspire to be that. I aspire to be like Christine.
But I think we can take some stuff from Robyn. After all, we don't want to say it. This woman came in, she was number 4.
This is Alma speaking, just so you guys.
1.
Yeah.
Okay? We got to look at the whole thing and see the good we can take from it to apply to our lives. For those of us who ain't got no man.
And just know
us who can't keep no man. No. For those of us who is struggling with our man.
First of all,
that's for anybody. This is listen. I'm on an island over here.
That's Alma speaking. That is not Maryam speaking. Okay, please do not quote me. Do not come for me. Please at Alma. Thank you.
Just hey.
For those who can't keep a man who's struggling with their man, everybody with a man coming for Alma, man.
Listen. We all can learn from each other, even the ones that could be a little shysty.
A little shicey is a very nice way of putting what Robyn is. I think. Anyway, we spent 15 minutes on this.
I remember
we
there was a time I went to take pole dancing to learn how to. Now, even at that time, let me tell you, at that time, it wasn't that I was looking for a man, but I was opening myself up to be in a relationship. And it just so happened that where I used to take my son to go do whatever for the barber, there was a place that had opened up pole dancing. And I was like, this would be something very interesting.
Please don't tell me you went up to the pole room while Rashi was downstairs at the barber shop. Please don't say that. Well,
something? I didn't do that but I did go and look, and guess what? I did take a few classes, and I thought it was my nice little secret over here, doing this little stuff here. But I'm just saying that you really meet some very interesting people there. The lady who she used to be a dancer in a club, but now she's an entrepreneur. Look at that, right? So, hey, you can learn from different people, and I'm always open to learning from different people. Anywho,
thank you for that story time, Amma. I am severely traumatized.
It's not traumatized. Just learn, and it's very hard to do. For those, has any of you ever done any pole dancing?
What I admire about them is that the upper body strength. Because I can't strong. Even do not even a quarter of a pull up. Like my upper body strength is pitiful.
Well, when you got hips like ours, and you got to raise them up as you pull.
Oh my God, man. You know what's crazy? When I was in the neighborhood, when I was like 14 or whatever, there's like this really big bulldog or whatever. Mm-hmm. And all these guys, like all these people were jumping the fence trying to run away from this bulldog. Oh. And I could not jump the fence to save my life. Like till this day, I still have that big old scar across my arm from trying to jump that fence. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, anyway, they're like, anyway, I'm gonna save that joke for another time. But yeah,
it's the hips.
Well, also the upper body strength for not having muscles.
You need the upper body to bring all that stuff up.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all. We'll see y'all on the next one. Mm-hmm. Bye.
Bye.